I don't
Do you think? I
really
mean, just
like.
continue working on the wiki, make it as good as possible.
That's a good idea. Although, like, I don't know. I'm just here, and
I just art.
you can call it art. Yes, here you
Yes, I
go.
can.
And I don't know. I just kind of. I'm gonna let some actually competent people to do something with with the community. And not like
You're plenty competent. So competent. Tell me about your nickname. I can't remember how that came around.
well, I'm Muertoni, to be precise, aka known as Nikita, aka that asshole again. Uh, well,
The beloved and amazing artist.
yeah, or not. It came from basically just a love for foreign languages.
Mm.
So it's Spanish, and here we go. And it came like from 10 years ago already, almost.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Had it for a while.
Yeah,
And a love for the macabre.
of course. That's the only thing that matters.
Well, it's your dominating style. Most of the stuff that you do is like dark fantasy,
That's really interesting,
geekeresque
though.
almost kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You have like a knack for it that nobody else can. To put so much blood in voxel is impressive.
Yeah, because I'm that messed up, I guess. I don't know how it like came to be, because before that I was doing just some like default stuff, like some like mini castles, something like that. Nothing really resembling what I'm doing right now. And then I basically came to MagicaVoxel community server, which was MagicaVoxel France at that time. And I made something for Jew, I think, and I put a little bit of blood somewhere. And I basically just said like, here you go. Sorry for all the blood. What blood?
Sorry for all the blood.
Yeah. Like, what blood? I can't see anything. Like, well, next time I'm gonna put so much blood so you can actually see it up front, right outright.
Wow.
So
When was that anyway?
when?
Yeah, how long have you been with the server?
From September like 4th of last year.
Just of last year then, yeah. I think a lot of us showed up last year.
Yeah.
When did you learn about MagicaVoxel?
Well, I can tell you when I started myself, but when I learned,
Well, I mean, like, when did you find out about it? You know what I mean? Like, when did you encounter?
well, let's say like the summer of 2016, like August, something like that, maybe. And I find out about it from some guy's video on YouTube, and he was making like it's like just a basic room, or a number of rooms rather, in like isometric style.
Oh, my favorite.
And it's like parts of bathroom, like bedroom, and I don't know, maybe some hall or something like that. And what it looked amazing. I was like, wow, that's like Minecraft.
Yeah.
I want to do that myself, and that's how I started basically. I just saw like I was bedazzled, you can say, by all this like glass materials, emissions, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
the render.
everything was like, oh, so pretty.
It's true.
Yeah. And basically,
It's
I
got me
was
too.
looking for some kind of, some way to do something like that, like something artistic in a way, if you can if you can call it
Yeah,
artistic.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, had you been like an artist before? Were you drawing or anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Never.
Yeah.
Never. Actually. Yeah.
Wow, just picked right up, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you're awesome at it now, so good job.
Okay.
Didn't really take too long to figure it out. Had you used like any other voxel editors besides MagicaVoxel? Did you just go right to Magica?
No, I'm lame.
Lame. What do you mean?
Well, I'm not really interested in using any other software when I'm making my stuff.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's like, so yeah, it's just MagicaVoxel, and that's it.
Yeah.
No,
It has everything you need.
kind of, yeah.
Because, I mean, you're just doing it for the art, really. So, I mean, Magica is, like, perfect for, like, just making an art model, as opposed to if you need to, like, export something for a game, you know, like an asset or something like that. Like, there's no rigging or anything in MagicaVoxel, and they took animation
Yeah.
away, so
Yeah, I don't need.
it's great for sculpting.
Well, I find out about like what are they called, cubicle and some other stuff much later. Like maybe after I
Yeah.
joined the server, actually.
Yeah,
So
same.
yeah, I was doing just MagicaVoxel like for 2 years at that time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, training. So you were awesome by the time that I met you already.
God damn.
Because you'd already been at it for like a year and a half or something like that.
2
And I
years
was like,
actually.
oh my
2.5.
god. Yeah, exactly. So, joining the server at the time, MagicaVoxel France, right?
Yeah.
Who'd you meet first? Like, were you? I don't even know who was around like so early. I guess because I came a little while after you did.
Well, I was invited by Ju. That's basically how I find out about the whole server in the first place. And, well, I basically met all the active users at the time. They're still active today, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
In some
few
way,
of us.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ju was very
Good,
sweet, and she just basically like, you're so cool at voxel art, stuff like that, and you're welcome on our server. And I was concerned because she basically sent the name of the server. It was France. Like, I'm not really good with French.
Yeah.
So should I really join this one, or no? We're bilingual now. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
Cool.
I'm not really good with English also, so here you go.
Did you say you were worse at it back then?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because it's like the whole year's passed of me talking some nonsense on the internet.
Yeah.
And now we're doing
best
that
way
almost
to immerse
every day,
yourself.
yeah, and it really helps though.
Yeah.
It's actual practice for once.
True.
Yeah.
And now we've got, well, I mean, they're not all active, but we have a bunch of languages in the server now.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Isn't it awesome to interact with artists from all over the world?
Yeah. Well, what else can I say? Yeah.
I know, right? A loaded question.
That's awesome.
I need to get a yes out of that one. Well, that's what I like. That's what the coolest thing about like the server is for me. Like, I don't think I would have learned as much as I did anywhere near as quickly as I did. Not even just about Magica, but like modeling in general or art in general or like composition. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different perspectives.
That's
Yours
an interesting
included.
thing, actually, because it's like, well, I basically was learning on my own for like
Mhm.
2 years.
Mhm.
But in comparison with like the last year, uh, I was learning nothing, almost to nothing.
Mm.
Yeah, it was really slow because
Hmm.
after I joined the server, it just kind of, I don't know.
Dropped off.
No, it's like it was rapid progress for me.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. It's like I don't know.
Okay, that. Yeah, yeah.
And I started to utilize a lot of bodily fluids in my art after that. Yeah.
Did you gain the quintessential style? Everyone knows you by now.
Oh God. But now they know me as like, oh, it's that guy. Yeah. It's
Listen,
gonna.
man, no one does Grim Voxel better than you.
Oh man, grim voxel.
Well, sure. You've done some 40k voxel too.
Oh yeah, that's kind of inevitable.
And man, am I glad, because that's awesome. What about, let's see here, you made some profiles. We've all kind of gone through the rigmarole of making portfolios and like different sites in different ways now, using ArtStation and even like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. But you're not on Instagram, right? Just Twitter.
No, just Twitter. Well, I was
That's
on Tumblr until
Oh, yeah, Tumblr,
I
that's
just
right.
decided to leave it. I don't know. I kind of lost any, not really interest, but need in that. So I just kind of relocate myself to Twitter. Oh, actually, Juice suggested that I should create an account on Twitter and post there and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. It's a good idea. I'm still needing to be better about my Twitter. And also Instagram lately too, because I haven't dealt with that. But once this Starship event is wrapped up tonight, that'll be more active, so I guess that'll be okay. You do better about that.
And now you dated that podcast mentioning.
Oh, well, I mean, it's gonna have the date on it anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's your favorite platform to be posting to? Like, I think ArtStation's pretty great for like full art projects.
Yeah,
The like
it's
the layout is really nice.
Well, it's easy just to browse all of your works without, like, shit posting on the on the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's true.
it's just that. It's straightforward. You can like just open the link and see all the stupid shit I made in 3 years or so. Yeah, and it's not that active as Twitter again. Well, at least for me. And yeah, well, on Twitter it's really cool if you want some kind of feedback, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's really helpful.
Yeah, there's lots of that now. Mm-hmm. It's that sort of like and I'm like still getting used to Twitter also. Like I prefer Instagram mostly because well, me and Autry were talking about how it seems like a little too curated sometimes in terms of like there's not really a whole lot of freedom or flexibility of how you get to organize your posts. But on Twitter you can do like a whole bunch of this and that, and
yeah,
it's really super engaging
you
with
can't really-
everybody who's involved.
Yeah, you can't really edit your tweet.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's gonna bite you someday.
So yeah, portfolios, gotta have them. Can be tough to deal with, I suppose.
I don't really treat it as portfolios, stuff like that. It's not a career for me. It's just hobby. It's just that.
Well, sure. I mean, portfolio is just a collection of art that you've made or projects that you've put together or whatever. So it doesn't have to be professional.
Oh yeah.
Just the collection of the fruits of your hobby. Are there any like did you abandon any like voxel projects, like any big ones that like you were like, ugh, even the Necropolis was easier than this or whatever. You know what I mean? Did you ever get too ambitious or beat the voxel count in the renderer?
Voxel count, no. It's not that huge of a model anyway. But I started one right after modeling Necropolis, and I felt that burn, that it's still burning somewhere. And I was basically like making that scene like maybe 20 minutes a day, because I don't really, I couldn't really do much, and it just sits there unfinished, and I can't really delete it for some reason.
You might go back to it. I feel the same way about
several
models that I've started.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just better to leave it alone or something like that. I don't know. The toughest one was really the Necropolis for now.
Yeah.
Because it just took everything from me. Like I was basically learning with the help of Patrick Roy, actually. I was learning like how stone decays over time, like all that stuff. So it's kind of realistic in a way. It's still fucking voxels, but you know.
True.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just a lot of texturing. I was basically drawing like by hand. I used a lot of like randomize.
The shaders.
Shader, yeah, and stuff like that. But I'm gonna draw like on top of that by hand some stupid things. And it took me a long time, and I was basically just at first I was building the whole model, right, and then it was coloring and texturing and stuff like that, and then just I don't know. I remember myself just like sitting, staring at it like for like 30 minutes straight, just to decide what to add, what to erase, what to correct, and stuff like that. It's yeah, but the payoff is worth it.
Excellent.
It's just
because it does look amazing.
And I remember when it actually came to that moment when you should post it already. Like it's finished, it's rendered, the screenshots are made, stuff like that. And yes, it's time to post it on MagicaVoxel community, stuff like that, everywhere. I remember I was so nervous about it because I spent so much time with it, and basically I don't know, it took me a long time, and I was so nervous about feedback. I was so nervous about like some random dude just gonna like comment something like, "Well, that sucks. Go die." Like, oh god. And again, it's nothing. You shouldn't really like pay attention to those, but it's still scary for some reason. I don't know.
I tell you what's scarier now. Like it's not even the randos anymore. It's like the artists that we know. It's like,
why?
Oh, man,
why? No.
I don't know, because I trust in their like their creative. I don't know, their creative understanding.
Yeah.
And I think that, they do such good work. It's like, I made this garbage model. I guess I'll post it. I don't want these guys to see it.
Man. Well, I don't know. I think it's actually really helpful because you can...
super helpful.
You can trust those people. And if they, like, saying that it's shit, StarVox, redo the whole thing.
Redo it.
You basically, yeah, I think it's a good idea actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
I don't really, I don't really expect that from our people.
True.
From the server.
Everybody's
yeah, really nice.
Pretty wholesome.
Yeah, and well, Patrick is actually Patrick is really helpful with that because, oh god, what I was modeling, TS era, and I put those like lamp posts just to illuminate the whole scene basically, and. I don't remember how it called, but Patrick was basically working as a all of that planning for like lights placement in real life. So he basically knows his shit, and well, it's really good, but this lamppost shouldn't really be there. It's not really like oh god, it's really good because he like trying to add some kind of logic to these creations, and it's not really a good thing all the time because, well, you're creating art as a interpretation of reality, not like as just mirror of reality.
Right.
So you shouldn't really like stick to some realism in some ways, stuff like that. But Patrick still adds it, and it's
well, if he's aware enough to actually improve like the atmosphere and the composition, then that's great. Yeah, like photography. Seems to help a whole lot with rendering.
Yeah.
Some of our people know like a lot about photography and like way more than I even know to understand. I'm like, what are you talking about? But it looks great. I'll try to learn from him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just kind of trying not to get into some like things on the side. I don't know how to call it actually. Like I don't really care about like post rendering, stuff like that. Like when you basically like making your model, making a screenshot of it, and then you basically rendering the screenshot in some.
Oh, like adding extra effects and stuff like that.
Yeah. In Photoshop, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't really care. I just care for the model.
Sure.
And
I mean, there are plenty of options in the renderer too. So you still have plenty of freedom. For as light an application as Magica is, like that renderer is awesome.
Oh yeah.
I hear, we hear all the time about Cubicle and Voxel Max and stuff, sort of taking part in the race to improve, I guess. So maybe one day, like all these voxel editors will be neck and neck, and there'll be competition. And we might even get more features. Which would be great.
But all those features are basically coming. They're basically for the rendering. Like mostly, lighting, stuff like that. And again, I don't really care for them, so it's not really affecting me in any way.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Do you like to stick to like a method, or do you have like a uniform sort of style when you render? And do you always sort of use like the same angles or the same lighting? Or?
Well, I think the only consistent thing is gonna be a orthocam. Because I just basically like imagining it as a video game level or stage. Yeah, so it's kind of isometric without any perspective in it. It's just that. And well, sometimes I'm gonna use some perspective. I used once that like a fish eye effect. But not really that often, just like once or twice. So yeah, but now I'm just I just want to model something as a actual like miniature, so you can have it on your on your desk.
Ooh, yeah, totally.
So basically, the Voxtober, that's the idea, that it's supposed to be on like on a round platform.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a miniature on some kind of a base,
like a stand that it's on.
Yeah.
I'd have like that. That's a really nice theme.
So yeah, I'm not really that good, I guess, with I don't know, composition. Like I don't really care for placement. A lot of like elements on the in the scene and stuff like that. I just model. I want some blood here. Bam. I want some crucifix here. Bam. I want some stupid like gory shit here. Bam. And that's it. And then
It really seems like you crank them out that way too, because when you sit down to model, like you model, the thing's gonna be done pretty soon. There's not really.
Well, what do you mean?
Put like a whole lot of time in between, I think, or take breaks, you know.
Oh well, that's a personal thing. I think it's like I don't know. It's just I wanna just get job done. Right. So
is that because maybe like do you feel like you want to get it out when like the image in your mind is most fresh, or do you sort of just build as you go?
No. It's not. It's nothing to do with creative process at all. It's like just it's like overall mentality. It's like if I have something to do, I'm gonna just do it like all the way in like one sitting, and then I'd be done with it. And I would have some spare time for, I don't know, shit posting. Or games, yeah.
Get to the real, meat and potatoes of that one. Alright.
So, it's the same thing with voxeling, basically. Well, apart from that dreaded necropolis thing. But, yeah.
Dreaded.
It's just, I'm gonna, like, model for a long time in one sitting. Just so I can actually like feel myself some kind of accomplished.
Sure.
Like, you know, like I actually made something today. I'm not just like, oh well, I just like, you know, modeled like a couple of voxels and that's it. Nah.
That's it. Come back to it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really demanding to myself.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. It pays off. Could you ever see yourself becoming like a professional modeler?
No. Again, I don't want like voxeling to be a career of sorts. I don't want to get money for that.
Gotcha.
It's
a true purist.
Not really. It's not purism or stuff like that. It's more of a I want it to stay hobby.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't want to lose any of the love for it or the magic.
Yeah, or the
Magica.
Passion. Yeah, Magica, indeed.
What's been your favorite model so far? What have you enjoyed most making?
Oh, my model?
Yeah.
Or model like from someone else? Like
no, like what was your favorite models to make or model to make? Like what do you enjoy most?
Oh, I don't know. It's really hard to answer actually.
Yeah. I don't know if I could answer. Well, I guess I could. I could take a bias with my own work.
Oh man, I don't really know actually how to answer that, because I think it depends on what the reason behind my decision to make the model in the first place.
Your motivation.
Yeah. A lot of my motivation comes from music or from other from other media. Well, mostly from music, I would say that's the most prominent one. So basically, I'm just thinking of some kind of like cool cool art I saw before at some point, and I'm listening to something, and it basically combined creates my motivation for, like, I want to make some voxels because of that. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Well,
I mean, like,
yeah.
to derive voxels from music is awesome, and that it being heavy metal is even more awesome.
Well, even heavier than heavy metal, but yeah,
Yeah.
let's stick to that. I don't know.
Good point.
Like, well, most of them are, yeah, like that. It's just some metal stuff, basically. A lot of them from games that I enjoy.
Yeah.
The other
Corridor that you made not too long ago, that was really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Red Hot Z. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's from Killing Floor. Yeah. But, like, I don't know. I made that inside the voxel thing. That awful stuff. Messy stuff, yeah. Just because I really, like, I'm into medicine. And that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Well,
Of course.
some medical stuff involves some gore. Some excessive gore in some ways. So, yeah, here you
I
go.
think it'd all be excessive to me.
Well, here you go. Something like that.
Thank you.
Sometimes I just feel like, I don't know, melancholic in some ways, and I tend to create something like just some mundane stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really happening that often to me, but when it happens, hell yeah, I'm gonna make some cups and teapots. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's strange. It's just like inspiration comes from everything, basically.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, I would rather do some, cup of blood, I guess, than just cup of coffee. Because it's just that absurd.
Yeah.
Because reality sucks.
True.
And you need to warp it somehow. At least in your head.
Gotta have fun.
Yeah.
That's right.
Gotta
Cup
have
of blood.
fun.
Well, what about events and collaborations? Because, like, those are always great. One of the best parts of
course,
the
yeah.
MVC is that everybody can kind of come together and make models to submit to a grander scheme, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of work together and
Mm-hmm.
all be featured together in giant screenshots and groups of models and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And let's see here, how many events have you participated in so far?
Oh, God.
Because was it just the train event before I showed up?
Let's count with me. Train collab 1.
Yeah.
Oh damn, what else? Oh, I made that like rework your first model thingy from like from almost a year ago, I guess. That's the second one. Well,
Your giant
Star
eyeball
Shades,
building.
yeah, the Voxtropolis thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's inside?
Oh, you did do Once Inside also, yeah.
I think that's it, actually. I don't remember something else. Yeah, so it's gonna be like 5. Well, Voxtober, if you can count it as a collaboration.
I would call it an event. Yeah, that would count, sure.
Then 7.
Yeah. Prolific, to say the least.
So here you go. The thing about events, that local ones, on our server, it's really great to actually collaborate with other people. Because, I don't know, it's like a group photo.
Yeah. Well, it's also interesting and kind of challenging. Because for with Magica, you got to work with a restricted palette, and
Oh,
everybody,
yeah.
if they're going to be in the same render, needs to be compliant with that palette, basically.
Yeah.
So the
It's
materials all work. And
either
everything.
that, yeah. If you take it or leave it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Well, it's not the main. I don't know, attraction to me. I guess it's one of the things, but the main attraction is actually that you can like browse like different people from the server in one place. Like you can actually
Right.
see how many different styles or visions for something are there.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
for like one particular idea, everyone's interpretation of it.
yeah. It's just really interesting to look at it from the comparison point of view. Like, wow,
That's true.
yeah. Wow, that's a train. That's also a train. This one is kind
never
of
would have
messed
thought of
up, but it's also a train. It's still a train.
That's right.
And this one is kind of a train, but it's awesome. I don't care. That's really good, yeah. And I don't know. When I was submitting my entry for the What's Inside a Voxel thing, it was actually a competition.
Oh, that's right.
So there was a voting involved. And I just kind of, I'm not used to just getting some getting some actual like prizes from that. just submitting for the sake of it.
But you did place though, didn't you?
Yeah, I won actually, and
Oh, that's right, you did win.
yeah, Abbott tried to give me a Steam key for a game.
Tried to?
Well, he gave me, but I was so stubborn with that. So like, no, I don't want that. Like,
Don't reward me.
yeah, kind of like that.
Wow. So humble. So cool.
Yeah, God.
Muerto, greatest artist of all
Stop.
time.
Go on with your question. Next question.
Let's see here. In terms of like, I don't know, I suppose like the future. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to just keep progressing as a voxel modeler? Do you want to move into doing more animations? Like you animated your PFP not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
That was fun, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
It turned out
I don't
very
know.
Muerto-y.
Well, in like near future, I think I'm gonna continue just to make some horrifying stuff just for the sake of it, so I can
Sure.
shock people.
Well, it's not even Halloween yet. You got time.
I don't care for Halloween.
What?
I'm Halloween 24/7
All the time, yeah.
all
Who needs
year
it?
long.
Who needs an excuse to be spooky?
Yeah, and
I am spooky all the time.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna continue it as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And as like some distant future, I don't know, maybe I can be like they can froze my head, and then like in a year 3000 I'm gonna be like resurrected as a floating head like from Futurama.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
gonna,
a way more distant future than
like, hey man, I made voxels like in 2000, you know. Like, whoa, you're ancient. Yeah, I'm just a head. I'm a talking head, man. You're welcome, Soners.
Yeah, really. Okay. Alright, so Frozen Head, 3,000 years, still greatest voxel or whatever. What about, do you see yourself becoming like a designer maybe? Like what if someone actually did come to you with like an offer or an opportunity? They were like, I love your style, I've heard that you're totally against, like making a business out of this, but I want your designs, would you join my team?
So you're implying like a design for some kind of project,
Yeah, like
a game or
project.
stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. For like a studio.
Not really. Well, for now at least, nah. I think I'm gonna decline that. But I probably can actually like make something for you if you want to print it. Because
Okay. So you would be alright with
I have some experience with
That's
that.
true.
Yeah. And it kind of, I don't know. It's cool in some way.
Yeah. In all the way.
And yeah, I don't know. If you want to like print some, if you want to print a cup of blood and put it somewhere in your apartment, here you go.
Well, gosh, I mean, like you've got some pretty cool, like, you know, voxel figures basically that you've modeled so far. Voxtober's full of them.
Yeah.
You could totally submit the
3D
any of
print,
your skeleton models, to be printed, or the zombie guy.
Yeah. Well, hey Octree, call me.
Yeah, really. Reach into the other podcast episode. Knock knock.
Yeah.
I do like that though. It's cool that, first of all, that we kind of figured out that 3D printing voxel models really isn't that bad, because it's all cubic and consists mostly of all right angles and everything, and you can sort out the colors by square also, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, but it should be like, it should be really simplistic to so it actually looks good when it printed.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't know. I think you either need some expensive, like top-notch 3D printer, for that, and I don't want to spend like a couple of mils on that. So it's, I don't know. I'm not really. I don't really know anything about 3D printing that much, but
right.
I don't know.
But the interest is good, and the idea is good.
Maybe someday I would have an opportunity to print my Necropolis of Dies Irae.
Ooh.
It's gonna be awesome!
It would be awesome.
Oh, yeah!
Definitely send that Necropolis to the most expensive printer and be like, alright, this needs to turn out perfectly, because I'm gonna put it on the mantle over the fireplace.
Alright, guys, I sold my right kidney so I can 3D print that shit. So here you go. Well, Reto, that sucks! Go die! Well, guess I'm gonna go die. Anyway. Yeah.
This is fine. No. Everybody loves your stuff.
That's not true, but I really appreciate that.
No, but it is generally true.
No. I can assure you that there's someone so pissed about that. Because that's life.
I think I want to meet that guy.
That's life. Yeah, I also want to meet that guy so I can actually like so he can be my like argument basically. Like point.
Just bring him with you everywhere
you
go.
Like,
show him every voxel model.
The next time you're gonna like say that stupid shit again, like everyone likes your stuff. No, this guy, look at them.
He hates it to death.
She's like, yeah, you suck. Thanks, man.
I 3D printed out your Necropolis just to stomp all over it.
Yes. That's so absurd. I like it. Yes. Oh man. Yeah.